What if I told you there was a biblical king who is considered the spiritual father of Freemasonry and history's most famous demonologist? Yes, I am referring to King Solomon. King Solomon's connection to Freemasonry begins with the first temple in Jerusalem. In Masonic tradition, the construction of the temple is one of the first central symbolic events of the entire system. It represents the idea of building something sacred not just in stone, but within the human soul. Many Masonic rituals draw on this imagery, especially the legendary figure Hiram Abif, who was the master builder of the temples, and his story is used to teach lessons about integrity, sacrifice, hidden knowledge. And if you're wondering why the Freemasons are so obsessed with buildings and master builders, it's because the first Freemasons were literally stonemasons. So to Freemasons, Solomon isn't necessarily worshipped or credited as being the literal founder of Freemasonry. He's more of a symbolic archetype. The wise ruler who commissions the temple, representing divine order, wisdom, pursuit of enlightenment. But Solomon's story takes a darker and more mysterious turn outside of biblical tradition. In ancient Jewish and later mystical writings, it's said that Solomon possessed a ring known as the Seal of God that was said to have been engraved with divine power that could control demons. According to the Testament of Solomon, which was probably written centuries after his reign, this ring gave him authority over demons, which he used to summon and bind them and have them expose their names, their abilities, their weaknesses. And something that's pretty crazy is apparently these demons were compelled to help assist in the construction of the temple. Cutting stones, lifting heavy materials, performing tasks outside of human capability. So in these accounts, Solomon isn't just a wise king, he's a ruler who commands hidden forces in the spiritual realm. And that's where his reputation as a demonologist king originates. And although the Testament of Solomon isn't considered canonical scripture, it had a very lasting impact. During the Middle Ages, it influenced grimoires, which were like workbooks on how to perform rituals, magical texts, and later Western occult traditions that were fascinated by the idea of controlling spiritual entities with divine names and symbols, etc. So over time, two different Solomons emerged, really three. In Freemasonry, he's the wise king that's associated with the temple, a symbol of moral and spiritual construction. In occult traditions, he becomes the legendary figure who commands demons with his magical ring. It's interesting that we see the worst version of him in the Bible rather than in external texts. In the Bible, he's once a great king that loses to lust, and because of that, he begins worshiping pagan gods and even built a temple for one. Now, whether this is actual history or myth, it's clear that Solomon's legacy